ABC, it's Ron. Thanks for stopping by. Wow, am I in a good mood. I'm off from work this week, so I'm sitting here totally de-stressing. And I got a big stack of vinyl, I got albums, I got 45s, I got tunes on the turntable. And man, can't have anything much better than that, can you? So yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at some vinyl here in a minute, but before we get going, I'm going to show something that it's kind of just a fun little thing to show. You may not know it, but it's the 50th anniversary of the Big Mac at McDonald's. And I did some looking online, and it was first test marketed in 1967, and then it went nationwide in 1968. So it's the 50th anniversary of the nationwide Big Mac. So when they launched it, I was 8 years old, and I remember these from when I was a kid. And so what I'm going to show you is something I found a few years ago, and it is a Big Mac flower sticker that they gave out in the restaurant. And I had one of these when I was a kid, and I found one in an antique mall for a couple of dollars, and it's never been used. And it's a vinyl sticker. And if you're as old as me, you'll remember these flower stickers. I mean, they were on Volkswagens everywhere. So, very cool item. And these are rare. I went on Google Images, and I could not find a picture of one of those. So if you remember those from back in the day and not seen one in 50 years, you just got your mind blown. Let me know. Okay, what is on the turntable is Get Me Home for Tea. And we're listening to side 2 of this one. I played side 1 on my previous video. So here's the tracks. Good comp, search it out and score it if you can. Alright. This first item I'm going to show is DeadWax66 showed it, and he tore it open and talked about it and stuff. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. I need one. I've been wanting one, but I just didn't want to pay the $50 it would have cost me to get it at the store. That was just overpriced. But I was able to get some discounts on this, so I got it at a reasonable price. And it's the Doors Live at the London Fog box set. And limited edition, numbered edition, I got 12,110. I don't know how many that were made, but I'm sure it was quite a few. So I'm not gonna open this one up. But what we'll do is I'm going to try and put a link into my comments, and it's a video of John Densmore, the drummer for the Doors, and he does an unboxing of that. So if you've not seen that, look forward to my comments. And if it's not possible for me to transfer that video, I will definitely recommend you go to DeadWax66's channel and check his unboxing out. Okay, this first one is a local Tucson, Arizona band, and it's the Fells. And this is a 10-inch mini album they put out in 1994. It was recorded in 1993. It's got 8 tracks on it, and it's called Amped. And there's some songs on here about cars, and very cool. And these guys weren't overtly 60s garage. They had a little bit more of a modern sound to them as well. And in fact, there's the 4th track on side 1 is called Exiled, and that's very Stooges-like. So very cool band. They put out a lot of music. I don't think they're still together. I could be wrong on that, but good band to check out, the Fells. and come with this insert. And this is an original copy that I got. I'm sure it's out of print. I got a new old stock sealed copy of it. So glad to grab that. Okay, now we're, as you know, we were just talking about hot rods. Well, here's some more hot rods and some surf. And it's the Safaris, Fun City, USA. And this is a third album from 1965. It's a mono copy on Decca. And I got this at a really good price, and man, I'm glad I got this because this is a good album. It's got vocal and instrumental, and very cool. Man, I loved it. So, going to check out. Picked up some, I got some reissues here, and this is a Record Store Day release. It's a reissue. And it was originally released in 1968. It's Astro Sounds. What is it? From Beyond the Year 2000. And this was originally marketed as 101 strings. And it's actually a Jerry Cole project. And it's a repackaging of the animated Egg tracks with some strings and some psychedelic phasing, and really cool. And so this was like very, very limited. It was a regional release only, and luckily Arizona was part of the areas where they released it. So I got this in the store, new. It's on color vinyl. And
good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard the Rainbow.
It's on Modern Harmonic, and it was distributed by Sundays.
Speed 450 miles an hour. Below you, and to your right,
I checked the Record Store Day website, and this was a limited edition of 630 copies, although it does not say that on Discogs. Then I got the reissue of Jerusalem, UK import. And this is a killer heavy rock from 1972, and it's produced by Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. And I first found out about this on Corey's channel, and I loved it, so I had to get it. And this is one of the ones that I found in the discount bin, and they had 50% off on it, so I got a great deal on this. And it's on Deep Purple colored vinyl, heavy duty cover, and I put the hype sticker on the sleeve. And it was originally on Durham, and they reproduced that label, so pretty cool. The other one I got for half price is Barris Manco 2023. Now, I've not listened to this yet, so I can't really talk about it, but it's highly rated. This guy was Turkish, so it's got some Turkish psych influence with it's got electronics on it with Turkish folk psych. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's on the Spanish label Gershon, and black vinyl, and 180 gram. So yeah, this is like I said, this is highly rated. So, and it comes with, they actually reproduced the original booklet. That it came with back in the day, full color, so very cool. This guy did some other albums as well. He was in music business for quite a number of years, from what I understand. And this was originally come out in 1975. Okay, then I got an original copy of the Flaming Groovies Jumping in the Night with a promo stamp. This is on the Sire label from 1979. And I had this back in the 80s, and I had not heard it since then. This is a good album, and it's got the original inner sleeve with it. And the only thing really bad you could say about this album is loaded with cover versions. They really pay tribute to the Byrds on this. I think it's got like at least like 3 Byrds covers on it. But like I say, it's a good album, you know, despite all the cover versions. Then I got an old Leaves Rarities album, and I had this back in the 80s, so I was able to score another copy of it. And it originally came out in 1982 on Panda Records, and it had Jim Pond's involvement. He was in the Leaves, and Jim Pons did the artwork as well as all the liner notes. And this has got live, previously unreleased tracks off of acetates, and also master recordings. So pretty cool. The previously unreleased tracks are Be With You, You Better Move On, and That's a Different Story. And those are more like sort of folky, soft ballad type songs. This is the label. So yeah, these are kind of hard to find out in the wild, but they are on Discogs. Then I got the new expanded version of The Seeds Web of Sound. Now, they just put out the first album of this series, and this is their second album. And deluxe, look at that beautiful cover. Just heavy duty, glossy cover, just fantastic. The packaging on this is superb. So it's got their Web of Sound album in stereo, as well as rarities for the other album. It's a double album, and I've not heard this yet. A lot of this stuff that I'm showing here, I've not had a chance to listen to it. So I feel kind of bad I've not even heard this yet, but you know, the cover is actually oversized. It's about a ½ an inch higher here, so it gives it a nice effect. I think it's pretty cool. Comes with a inner sleeve that promotes the documentary. The documentary played here in Phoenix a couple of times, but I missed it both times due to lack of advertising for that. I didn't even find out about it till afterward. And it comes with a really cool booklet. Alright, we're going to go on with some 45s now. I'm sorry I had to cut the first part of the video off so abruptly, but I decided to trim it due to the length. I've got other stuff that I'll show another video. Okay, we're going to go on with the 45s now, and we'll start off with this is an original Johnny and the Hurricanes Sandstorm 45. Come out in January of 1960 on Warwick label.
Alright, we're going to go on with some 45s now. I'm sorry I had to cut the first part of the video off so abruptly, but I decided to trim it due to the length. Okay, we're going to go on with the 45s now, and we'll start off with this is an original Johnny and the Hurricanes Sandstorm 45. Come out in January of 1960 on Warwick label.
Very cool song, all instrumentals, and Sandstorm, very cool. The Beatnik Fly, didn't care for too much. I guess that turned out to be the popular track. It had cool guitar and everything, but it had this cheesy keyboard on it of the tune Jimmy Crack Corn on it, which was totally ridiculous. But anyway, I like Sandstorm a lot. Then I picked up another original nugget. This is the Premier's Farmer John, and it's on that's the original label, Faro. It was later picked up by Warner Brothers and distributed nationally. So this is the first smaller pressing of it. I got a really nice clean copy of it. So very cool. Came out at the height of Beatlemania, 3/1964. And contrary to what it says on the label, it was not recorded live at the Rhythm Room. It was recorded live in a studio, and they brought in some girls to give it that live effect. I got this Paul Revere and the Raiders. Picked this up at a good price. $727.67 is when it was released. They had actually quite a few U.S. picture sleeves, and I've got the majority of them, but I'm still missing a few. And then this is a later 45 by them from 1969, and it did not have a picture sleeve. And it's Let Me, and I Don't Know, and $422.69. And this is the correct company sleeve for 1969 issues. And this has a single edit, shorter than what's on the album. Then I picked this up. This is really cool. This is a US 45 by Trust in Men Everywhere, also known as Time. And this is they only had a couple of singles, and this is their only picture sleeve in the US. And I got it with the promo single that has it has both of these songs on it. It's not like a one-sided promo where it just has one track on both sides, mono and stereo. It does have both songs. And come out in February of '68, real clean shape. So a very cool psychedelic picture sleeve there. And here's a little pop psych tune, Green Tambourine. This is an instrumental. And Rainbow Tree. Both of these are instrumentals, has some orchestration on it. And it's by a band called The Beautiful People. And this is their only 45. And there's some speculation to whether this is promo only. I was looking on 45 Cat, and nobody knows that there is a stock version of this record. So if you have a stock version of this on the orange label, let me know. Picked up a really clean original Deep Purple Hush Tetragrammaton label, July of '68, a Monarch pressing. Too bad it didn't have the picture sleeve, because the picture sleeves, they're worth big bucks. Very, very rare. And possibly maybe only promo only. But there's a very limited number of those out there. So if you got one, you got something very cool. I used to have the Kentucky Woman picture sleeve, but I sold it. Those aren't that valuable. Then I got the first Yellow Balloon 45 from June of '67. Here's a Jasper Wrath 45, and it's a white label promo. And it has a mono and a stereo version of Did You Know That? And this appears to be, Sunflower seems to be a sub-label of MGM. There's the MGM Lion. Either that or it was distributed by MGM. So that's the correct company sleeve, and it's from April '71. It's a track off of their album, and it's a shorter single edit. And I checked the stock versions of this. For some reason they issued the stock version in mono. So to have the single edit in stereo is promo only. So that was real clean. I got pretty good price on that too. Here's Argent, Hold Your Head Up. Now this is a immediate second pressing with a different B-side. Come out in May 1st, 1972. The original, the B-side, came out a couple of weeks earlier in April. Picked this up for a couple bucks. I used to have it, back in the 80s, and it's John Lennon's last concert appearance with Elton John, 1974. 3 songs. This is a UK import. These sides were not released in the US for some reason. I don't know why. I believe Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds did get released on the B-side of Philadelphia Freedom by Elton John, but the other 2 tracks did not get released here. And it's from 3/13/81. Picked up a cereal box record, the Sugar Bears. And I used to have this I had one of these when I was a kid. And they had a cartoon. They had a Saturday morning cartoon show. It's like, I'm pretty sure of that. And they had the Sugar Bears on it. And this is the one I just picked up. And then I had this one in my collection, so I've got a couple of them. Yeah, I had all those cereal box records when I was a kid. Bobby Sherman, Jackson 5, the Monkees, the Sugar Bears, the Archies. If I come across these and they're cheap, I'll snag them. For $1, I'll grab it. And then this is a flexi out of Mad Magazine from 1972, I think. And I had this when I was a kid. It's a parody of the All in the Family TV show. And I found just the record. I don't have the magazine, but yeah, I bought that issue brand new in '72 when it came out. And oh, this is just so politically incorrect, it's not funny. Every racial slur you can think of is on this record, just about. It's pretty bad. I don't know if anything like that would get out now. But anyway, that's going to conclude the video, and hope everybody has a nice week. I know I will. I'll be out hitting all the stores and having fun. Alright guys, take it easy and catch you next time. I'll try and get another video up, here as soon as possible. Later.